Hello and welcome back to the Gamestellation Save State, where we take a look at the past week of news and discussion in the world of video games. My name is Omar Solangi. Joining me always is Ibrahim Termizi and Shaun Blazenator. How y'all doing?
Pretty
Hello.
good. What?
What do you say, Shaun?
Um,
I
he
said my
said hello.
brain is like slowly collapsing in on itself. I feel like there's so much gaming news, and I'm just so excited to get into it that my brain cannot hold its structure properly. Just so excited.
We do
Can you
have.
stop reading the script? I'm kidding.
There's no script. What scripts? But we do have a lot of stuff to talk about today, though. As you mentioned, like actually quite a bit of stuff compared to the past couple of weeks, which isn't a bad thing.
W. That's a good thing. We get free content out of it. Watch our videos and our streams.
Yeah, nobody. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Ain't no one watching that.
We can't. We can't be self-deprecating, bro.
Gotta stay positive.
But yeah. All right. So before we get into things, not sure which one of us wrote it.
Me.
Of course, because Shaun does
So I
it.
got a question for Shaun.
Uh,
Does the Shaun thing?
what do
Uh,
I was asking who wrote.
You're talking about our news?
No, I was asking who wrote the question, but I was like, you never write anything on here.
No.
he does his own thing on there, which we know.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I got a question for you. What is a game, and I think I know your answers to this, but what's a game that changed y'all's life, or if not life, then like your outlook on certain things, similar to how people react to the end of like the peaceful run in Undertale, for example? What's the game that like had you really sit there being like, damn?
Like the story hit you, is what you mean? Or
Yeah.
hmm.
Yeah, story. Like it was just so cinema, and I feel like I know Sean's answer already.
Sean's gonna say Leisure Suit Larry
That's
for the
crazy.
Xbox.
I was thinking about it, but then I just remembered Frogger on the PS1 exists.
No, the 3D platformer Frogger for PS2 and GameCube, dude. Only has the weird ass face. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. I think that's what I'm referring to. I thought it was a PS1 game.
Frogger the Great Quest. Oh my god, I gotta pull this up. I gotta pull this up on stream because this was a real thing. This is a real thing Konami
Let's do
made.
Oh,
This
can
Dude,
we
that's
forget that they
horrifying.
made it? Can we
Oh my
forget they made
God.
it? That's actually terrifying.
Hold on, let me find gameplay of this.
That's so
Oh god.
scary. Why does he look like that?
Omar's looking for gameplay. Sean, what's your what's your answer?
That is my answer.
Oh, is it
It
actually?
changed my life just now.
I really okay. That's fair.
Please pull this up on stream. This is the funniest thing I've ever seen in
This
my
is
Funny.
life.
This is
here's
terrifying,
Frogger
bro.
the Great
We're
Quest
gonna
for the
get like
PS2.
we're not even monetized. We're gonna get demonetized, bro, just for that image.
But dude, look at the top left.
This face.
Bro, it'll, like haunt me in my
Hold on, let me
nightmares
find
Dude.
if I
gameplay
ever saw that.
because of the controls in this game are notoriously
Just skip
bad.
ahead. Just skip ahead in this, yeah.
It look.
Bro,
Oh,
skip to more dialogue.
Ew. Dude. Dude, it looks like Gaither's Pond, if you know what
Oh
that
my
is.
god, what? Okay,
I don't like how he
Jeez,
walks.
ew.
I don't like
It's
any of this.
animated so weird. Everything just looks gross.
It's also green as well.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's
Dude, I hate
also
the flying. What is
green.
this? Why is he? Oh, and it just
Not even. We're 5 minutes in. We've already derailed this far.
Yeah, that's my
All
answer.
right. So Frogger the
Okay.
Great Quest is Sean's life-changing game. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it doesn't have to be story based. It can be a multiplayer game if it's somehow changed your life.
I'm
Or your
trying to
outlook on
think
stuff, I guess.
because I feel like I don't want to be basic and say something like a Final Fantasy game. Even though there have been many Final Fantasy games where like the story is just hitting me. Like right now, I'm playing through Final Fantasy 16 for the first time, and like Clive's story in that game and his whole thing on like the his whole reason for being alive is revenge, but then when you find out that he's the one responsible for why he's trying to get revenge, he wants to like kill himself, but he has to fight on, and then over time he like comes to term with it. Like Final Fantasy, I feel like is just notorious for really good stories. So if I had to choose like one Final Fantasy game that made me feel that way, it's either 7 or 10. Like those games mean a lot to me. So I'm gonna say 7 just because I'm more familiar with it, or like I have more memories of experiencing it multiple times than 10, especially because 7 does have the remake. But yeah, I'm gonna say FF7.
Nice, nice. I'm gonna be honest. I forgot to come up with an answer, so I was frantically thinking while you were talking, and then
Crash.
I kind of realized, I, well, yes, but that's not my answer. I kind of realized I haven't thought about this in a minute because I'm doing a second playthrough that I haven't touched in ages. But Cyberpunk 2077.
Okay.
Really?
Hear me out, right? Spoilers ahead. The game's been out for ages.
Down for 6 years, you're fine.
Yeah,
Whoa,
skip ahead like
it has?
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought it was like 3 years at most.
You
No.
thought the Xbox was like 10 years old. It's like 21 years old, almost.
Sorry.
But like,
I'm
okay,
not helping the old man allegation.
Sean's
You're
Sean's
not.
perspective of time. 1, 2, 3.
And then it goes back to 1.
I can only count to 4.
But yeah,
Sorry.
so spoilers ahead for Cyberpunk. Skip like 5 minutes ahead on YouTube. These guys will probably put a timestamp, but we're probably gonna forget. Just skip ahead. But like when you think about it, it's like V is this random person who like you pick your start, but there's this random person living their day to day who wasn't like planning on anything to go wrong, and by the end of it, you're guaranteed to not live, right? And it's like you kind of think about that, and you're like, bro, I'm just a person living my life day to day, doing whatever hell, and stuff doesn't go according to plan.
Yeah.
It also
is-
like
Dude.
is he dying?
Is that it? Is that actually it? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to. No, I'm being 100% disrespectful. Is that actually it?
Okay, so moving on to the news.
Dude.
Anyways, but no, that's I can see that sentiment of him. Like once you
Also,
There's a
it's just
term
really
for it.
emotional.
there's a term for that feeling, like that sense of realization where you realize like everyone in the world has their own lives.
Yeah, I forgot what that's called.
It sounds like you're stoned.
No, like that's an
no,
actual like,
no.
there's
There's
a term for it.
there's
Hold
an
on.
actual sense of like
Term for realizing people have lives, I guess.
no, yeah.
Because like when
there's-
you like I know what you're talking about.
I was playing Splatoon.
Sonder.
He was a kid, and then he became a squid, and I was like, damn. You know, I was a kid once.
But yeah, but no, I see what you mean. There have definitely been games where like I feel that way. I can't name it off the top of my head, but
I mean, keep in mind, I did come up with this on the spot right now because I forgot to think of a game last night.
At least it's an actual answer and not fucking Frogger the Great Quest or whatever it was called.
That did change my life, dude. I'm gonna reference that every day of my life from now on. Dude,
Nice.
he was just a Frogger hopping around. He was just a Frogger hopping around, and man, I was a guy one time hopping around. Like, damn.
Anyways, let's get into the news, y'all. So,
Let me say, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry for you.
Just move on.
I know what you meant.
Anyways,
the
Yeah,
way
it's
you
kind
said
of my
it sounded
fault
really
too.
funny.
It's kind of my fault too because I didn't think of anything last
it's
night.
all good.
No,
All right,
no,
let's
you're
just
good. You're
let's
good,
just
and
move
I love
on.
you.
Let's just move
That's
on.
Okay. Love you too.
So for the news, this past week, we got a pretty big fighting. Actually, we have 2 big fighting game pieces of news to talk about. But the first one, Avatar Legends, the
Is
fighting
better
game.
one.
Avatar: the Last Airbender fighting game released on July 23rd. Let me pull up the Steam page right now because from what I've heard, it's been mostly positive. Everyone, like all the pros of the game and the pros that we know about so far of like everything is
it just came out.
no, because like it is hand animated. It is by a smaller team. It is like a very fun to play.
But
However,
why are there pros? It's been out for a day or like a
no,
few
not
days.
pros, like pros and cons.
Oh, okay.
No,
Yeah.
that makes more sense.
Like we already knew about that, but the cons are it is for a fighting game in 2026. I understand that it is a small development team, but it is very limited in content. Like just for reference, um Street Fighter 6, which is one of the biggest fighting games of this like generation right now, released with 18 characters and that was considered small. Avatar Legends released with 8, which I understand that like development time, that like a lot of resources and assets go into development time, but it's hard to get people into a fighting game that has little content. And on top of that, there's also some like fundamental issues with the game, like you can't edit the buttons and stuff, which is pretty bad. But I've heard the gameplay is fun. Yes, Ibrahim.
You literally contradicted yourself in the same sentence by saying yes, it's a small development team. Here's the biggest fighting game. Also, it's not a $70 game. It's $30.
It's not, no, but regardless,
Also,
lack
keep
of
in mind,
content in a game are gonna turn off people very
which
early on.
you're right, but I mean, what does Lethal Company have until mods start coming out? It was one gameplay loop, and that thing was insanely popular.
But also, that was kind of like one of its first things like that. No, or am I crazy?
No, you're right.
So
That's kind of where
yeah,
Friends Flop started coming in.
yeah. So
Yeah,
in a case of Lethal Company, there was nothing to like base itself off of. It was this new thing that was out. In the case of Avatar Legends, fighting games have been around since the early 90s.
That's a fair point.
So when there's already, it's not that because it's a small development team. Like obviously the work that is in the game right now is incredible, and I cannot wait for the first season of DLC to add even more content, and I just can't wait to play the game myself. But considering that there is already like a precedent set for what should be in a fighting game at launch, especially in this like current console generation, when you see games that also have considerably smaller rosters than older games, but they still have at least a significant amount of content to explore and take the time to explore. Like, you know what I mean? It's
One day, Omar might have children if he decides to, and he's gonna have to teach them to drive. And he's gonna be like, you know, I bought you this really crappy car, and this is your first day driving, and you suck at it. So you should never like you should have done more. But like, look at this precedent with all these people like who have been driving for 20 years with their fancy like newest cars with seat warmers and like all these fancy features. But you and your crappy car and just learning to drive for the first time,
I'm just
no,
okay.
you should have
Okay.
done better.
I'm just saying, game is limited on content right now, and there are some issues with like configuration. But other than that, the game is really fun. It is very quality, from what I've.
It's from what I've seen, it looks like a great game. I do agree with you though. It does lack content, but I mean, I'm kind of on the side that hey, they're trying something new. They're trying it from the ground up. That's not like a big like a big AAA company. And I mean,
Yeah.
hey, Avatar: Last Airbender and the movie just came out. Good
Yeah.
timing.
Oh my God! Yeah, the movie did just come out officially. Yeah,
Officially.
officially, it was
Whole
leaked a
game was a
long time ago.
tie-in.
No, it's
It
not.
was supposed to come out in October,
It
wasn't
was
it?
supposed to come out in
They moved it.
October, but then they moved it to July because it got leaked. Because then people also found out that it's not coming to theaters and it's a Paramount Plus exclusive. So people were like, you know what? Here's the whole movie, like way too many months in advance. Like it wasn't
You
even
know, sorry, go on.
like it wasn't even anything that wasn't final. It was the final movie. The movie was complete. Like, and it's been out there for a while now.
You know, speaking of exclusives, Halo.
That's not exclusive. It's coming to everything.
That's the irony in it that it's not an
Oh,
exclusive.
but yes, thank you for the
Was
segue.
exclusive.
Halo Campaign Evolved releases tomorrow, actually, for the full release. Early access is available right now, and it has been for the past week or so. So far, reviews have been pretty mixed, at least on the PC side of things. For PC issues, it's mainly been DRM, which, I mean, it's DRM. Nobody likes de novo and easy anti-cheat and all that stuff. And then additionally, Microsoft login/server issues, which I'm not sure if it's because it's an early access and stuff isn't figured out. But the game releases tomorrow, and I really don't think anything's going to change
I
by
can
then.
hear Shaun just like starting to shake.
But yeah. But the game
Just
does
building up.
release. The game does release tomorrow. UE5 Halo campaign, Halo 1. Yeah.
Dude, I mean, I've been seeing a lot of stuff about this. The amount of content that they've added, like, they did this properly because one, it's not a $70 game. Two, they added a lot, like a shot. Like, I'm surprised at how much content they've added. From because like obviously they had to add content, but they added like significantly more skulls than the anniversary edition with a bunch of like new extra stuff. There's like 3
Oh
prequel
shoot!
missions
It
as well.
isn't
I'm pretty sure.
$70. You're right. It's 50.
Yeah, it's like 40, 50, yeah.
Oh.
And what else? There was something else about it that was cool. Oh yeah, they combined 2 game engines to make it, where they took the original game engine as well as Unreal Engine so that they could have better graphics but still have the same gameplay feel.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, I'm
Mhm.
excited for this one. It looks really good. I've been hearing great things, but yeah, there are definitely mixed reviews because of the issues. But I mean, it looks like they did a proper job by like adding stuff and not making it $70.
Mm-hmm.
I have heard different. I have not heard positive things.
Really
Let's go. We got me hearing positive, Omar hearing
mixed.
mixed, and then Sean with his negative.
And also, really quick,
This
really
is
quick before you start,
just
Sean,
a podcast, though.
I will say as well before I did check the Steam page again, and it has changed from mixed to mostly positive. So
Has it?
yes, so
Okay.
I don't know if Microsoft is like actively fixing stuff, but if they are, great. If not, then I guess more people are like looking, or more people are reviewing the game on Steam for the game and not whatever issues, for the most part.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Just what I've heard is just people saying it doesn't feel like the original. It feels more like Halo Infinite. And that yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard like the content that they've added, like the bonus missions and whatnot, just kind of suck. They aren't very good.
Mhm.
Overall, like the game just doesn't feel right, and it's just not really worth its price tag. Besides, it doesn't have
Even at 50?
multiplayer. It doesn't have multiplayer or theater mode or any of that stuff.
There's no
Does it?
multiplayer?
So I
No,
don't
it's like
think
a
so. No,
campaign. It's just a campaign,
it's just the
if I'm not
campaign,
mistaken.
No
I could be
way.
wrong, but I think.
which means it lacks content compared to Anniversary Edition and just the original game.
It says there's online co-op.
Does it?
In
Oh,
campaign involved or
online-
combat involved?
For it's online co-op for the campaign. There's
Yeah,
no.
it's
okay.
oh yeah, they have 4-player. They have 4-player co-op now for single player.
Yeah,
Pretty
there's
cool.
no there's
Do
no
they
like
actually?
there's no like
Yeah.
team deathmatch or anything. Damn.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
multiplayer
it's
mode.
just meant to be campaign.
Okay. In that case, I can understand like people saying it's a step down if you're cutting content. Like the same thing that happened with the Yakuza 3 remake. There we go. Same thing that happened with the Yakuza 3 remake, right? They cut out a lot of the side quests in the game. Like why are you actively removing content? Like they legit cut out like 70% of the side quests from the original Yakuza 3. Which
Wow.
yeah, it was not good. I could talk about the issues with Kiwami 3 for a while. Don't get me started on that.
Don't
But
worry,
anyways,
if we complain loud enough, Asher will get the whip again.
oh right, Xbox CEO. I forgot that's her name.
Yeah, the one who got Todd Howard or whatever to say like, yes, we are working on Skyrim. Yes, we're now working on Fallout. Please don't hurt us.
Yeah. Anyways, speaking of
Oh, well,
other
they're not doing that.
Speaking of other
Make
exclusives,
Obsidian do that.
so the past couple of weeks that we've been doing the podcast, we talked a lot about like during the summer game announcement season, some games that are coming out in February of 2027. 2 big releases that we know about for sure are Fable, finally, and the Persona 4 remake, Persona 4 Revival. However, Sony is entering the fray and is joining that big February release date because this past week during San Diego Comic-Con, they have officially announced that God of War Laufey, officially that was announced during the State of Play showcase in the summer, is officially releasing on February 16th, day and date with Fable. So we finally have a release date, and I'm now honestly starting to realize that like the reason we got 20 minutes of gameplay during State of Play was because it was a very close to being finished game, and the fact that we're gonna get like this soon. Because I was thinking, because we had all kind of collectively thought like, yeah, it's coming out in 2027. I don't think any of us expected it to be early 2027. Like I thought this was gonna be like a summer 2027 release, or maybe even fall.
Oh, I've kind of just gone on the bandwagon of everything gets delayed
That too.
and then it
fair.
comes
Yeah.
out broken.
Just
Yeah.
assume it gets delayed. You'll never be disappointed.
Yeah, I was expecting mid to late 2027, but no, we are getting it in 7 months. Funny enough, which is
It looks really good, dude.
It does.
I love the faster paced gameplay like that we got to see.
it does look solid. Yeah, and additionally, there was obviously a lot of uproar from certain fans who are very much they don't want to see a God of War game where the main character isn't Kratos. Which I don't know if this was announced to soothe that over or not, but because Kratos is the main character of the franchise, so Sony Santa Monica during their San Diego Comic Con panel did confirm that the next God of War game in the Norse mythology, following Laufey, will star Kratos, and it will take place following the events of this upcoming game. So
Also be released in 2070 because at this rate.
yeah, now realistically, probably 2029. That's probably like a play. That's gonna be a digital only PS6 game. Just you wait. Just you wait.
That's true though. Oh.
Oh my
You know, speaking of
goodness.
Sony,
Being a Sony, we do have an actually good game that is coming out in just 2 weeks. Actually, yeah. Wow, yeah, 2 weeks. It was a game that had a beta this past weekend, and that is Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. I am going to self-insert myself and pull up my
I was gonna say
stream.
you've been off of stream and stuff. He's been like playing that game. Like
I've been
that
playing. I was
beta,
playing the beta this weekend. I got like 8
like
hours.
truly
of
getting
that
into
work.
the.
Yeah, like here, I'll just pull it up. So
I'm trying to talk you up. Stop digging. I'm trying to talk you up,
So-
saying that you got into like the nitty gritty of the game.
I did, and the game, I have to say, after playing it, even as someone who's a big Marvel vs. Capcom fan, my biggest thing going into it was I felt like I was not gonna get used to what's it called? I wasn't gonna get used to how characters feel in this game compared to Marvel vs. Capcom because all the movesets are different. But in my opinion, this is probably Arc System Works' best game in a long time. It feels so good to play. All the tag mechanics feel
There we go.
super snappy and
There we go.
responsive. Netcode was really, really good, but it is Arc System Works, and they're known for being one of the first big companies to really, really push for making rollback netcode the norm. Visually, it's great. I will say there were a lot of performance issues on PC, not because the game is too graphically demanding, but hardware wise, the requirements required crazy CPUs for one reason and one reason alone: Sony bullshit. The reason I say that is because first of all, the game uses easy anti-cheat, which I'm not too crazy about that because Arc System Works has used that in the past. They even used it for Dragon Ball Fighters. So like to be expected with Arc Sys, and even then it's not too taxing on CPUs from what I've seen. So that's not the thing I want to talk about. What I want to talk about and why I said Sony bullshit is because this game, when playing online, because it is a fighting game, online is going to be a big deal for it. It requires a PSN account. And not only does it require a PSN account, when you boot up the game and you're signing in, if you open Task Manager, there are 5 instances of PSN going on in the background. So your CPU is just working overtime if you're trying to play Rivals, which is unfortunate.
5 instances. I open one thing of Google. 37.
Yeah. Which really sucks. I don't know. Okay, correct me on this because I've never played Helldivers 2 myself, but I do remember when it came out on PC, there was like PSN integration. Did they ever I know fans are a lot of people are pissed about it. Do you think that if enough people complain about it, they'll roll it back as well, or no?
Sony didn't make Helldivers. Sony made Tokon.
Well, no, Sony didn't make Tokon. They published it.
Oh, did they not?
No, ArcSys
They
did
published it. Yeah.
it. Yeah, ArcSys.
Oh.
So
Which is
maybe.
the same for Helldivers. I don't think it's going to happen though, because Helldivers wasn't a thing at launch. And so you already had like a well-established community for a game that had been out for, I think at that point, like 2 months. And then they decided to do the PSN stuff. So,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
if this is launching that way, then I mean
That's fair.
already the precedent.
Especially
If you
because-
launch
less
the
people are
game
gonna
more
get mad.
locked and more broken, people can't complain.
Yeah, especially just because this game's matchmaking automatically defaults it to crossplay, and there is, naturally there's gonna be more of a player base on PlayStation than there is PC. That's just how it is for fighting games. As much as PC is like the best way to play games online because of network stuff, PlayStation's always gonna have that bigger audience and that bigger player base. So to be expected. But that's not the only thing to come out of Tokon this past week. As I mentioned before, San Diego Comic Con was this past week, and we did get 2 new announcements. First of all, we got the reveal of the first DLC character, and it has gotten some people, including myself, thinking, because it's raising questions on who can be added as a DLC character and in what form.
Yo, Omar's thinking, first time in history. Sorry.
But Phoenix Cyclops got announced. Not just Cyclops, not Phoenix, specifically Cyclops during the Avengers vs. X-Men storyline, where Dark Phoenix was a big part of that story, and there was the Phoenix 5, which was 5 X-Men characters that got possessed by Dark Phoenix, or by the Phoenix Force. So it's raising questions on, like, okay, cool, we're getting Cyclops. Finally, it's been the first time in 25 years since Cyclops has been in a fighting game, because it's been since Marvel 2, officially. But it raises the question on, like, can specific versions of characters get added? Because by that logic, there's like a more of a non-zero chance that a character like Agent Venom could be added into the game as opposed to Venom.
Bone Claw Wolverine.
Wolverine's already in the game. Bone Claw Wolverine wasn't
Bone
Marvel
Claw
2
Wolverine.
though. That was a thing. He did take up a slot in Marvel 2.
I don't know.
We need 3 different Wolverine. I want real Wolverine, I want Bone Claw Wolverine, and I want like an actual regular Wolverine.
Do you want Logan?
Like the actual animal.
Yeah, I want the
Oh.
animal.
You want Wolverine, you want biological Wolverine, you want anatomical Wolverine.
You know, speaking of old games, though, since you mentioned Marvel 2, Xbox.
Yeah,
Bringing
but
back
we will
classic games,
we will
man.
get to that in a second. Because we
Okay,
were
my bad,
talking
my
about
bad.
we were talking about Wolverine, and we actually have some
Yeah,
stuff
come
to
on,
talk about
dude.
Wolverine.
Oh,
First
my
of
bad.
all, speaking of Marvel
This guy.
Tokon, I'm gonna use this as another transition. They announced at San Diego Comic-Con, not only is Marvel Tokon gonna be one of the first big Arxis games to actually focus on adding alternate costumes, they announced that when Wolverine, the Insomniac game, releases in September, there will be a free costume of that Wolverine design coming to Tokon for Wolverine, which looks pretty slick in the art style. And alternatively, vice versa, because we are talking about Wolverine, also announced at Comic-Con, we got a new story trailer for Wolverine, which kind of focuses some stuff that we mentioned before in previous like press conferences and like blog posts, where story-wise, the X-Men don't exist. It's like a bunch of mutants working for this organization called Team X. You know, Jean Grey is going to be a part of the story. We're going to see characters like Omega Red and Sabretooth and Mystique. Looks solid again. I will say, plot-wise, though, especially compared to at least the first Spider-Man game, because I thought the story in that was great, even though the stereotype now is for Insomniac Marvel games that a superhero has been around for 10 years but doesn't face their most iconic villains until 10 years into their gig. Why did the X-Men not exist?
Why does he look like a teenager cosplaying an adult?
I was about to say that. This is the first time I've seen him without the cowl on.
Yeah, same.
He
looks like a
looks
teenager with like fake facial hair trying to like be Wolverine for Halloween.
Exactly.
I don't know. It's weird because the gameplay and everything I've seen so far in terms of actual in-game stuff, like in the combat, looks really good. But every time I see anything about this game's story, it just looks like the worst comic book adaptation I've ever seen. Like,
Just look at his face.
like you could have at
Like he
least
looks like a baby.
you could have at least made it like an X-Force thing instead of this whole Team X bullshit. But
Bro, just bring Hugh Jackman back.
Who knows? It might actually be good.
hopefully, I mean,
maybe.
Shaun being positive, something's in this.
I don't know. Like story-wise, I've been surprised by games before.
yeah.
You did
Especially-
finish
Oh.
Spider-Man 2 in like 2 nights, like platinum.
Yeah, but
That game's story
was
that game's story after the second half of it ruined it. The second half of it was why did they do Harry Osborn as Venom? Why? I hate it so much. It's so stupid.
okay, but they were planning that since the beginning.
They were, especially ever since they that one press conference where they just outright confirmed, "Oh yeah, Venom's not Eddie Brock." And everyone's like, "Ah, shit, it's going to be Harry."
Okay, yeah, but it was like confirmed that Harry was Venom since the first game.
Yeah, because they had him in like the
Yeah.
whole tube.
Yeah, they had the whole tube.
Yeah,
I remember the tube. I 100%ed the game. I knew the tube, but no, the story was just bad.
Before we
Straight up.
move on, I do want to say I'm not exaggerating when I say Shaun finished the second game and like fully 100%ed in 2 days because he actually did that like a psycho.
Dude,
Wow.
it's not that big of a deal. The game was so content starved.
Yeah,
The
it was
game
not
actually
long.
had such little content. Like,
Yeah.
Go outside.
The
Also-
the
Never
first
go
game,
outside.
the first game had more content.
Oh no, absolutely. What killed it too is that Spider-Man 2 never got any sort of like short DLC story expansion like the first game did. Because the first game we had that whole Silver Sable expansion thing, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
but at least they're not trying to like twist all the money out of your wallet
True, but
for like
also
for like an hour.
But also, the end of that game teased so many like villains that could be in the future. Because like we know Green Goblin's gonna be the main villain of the next game.
Maybe they'll be in Wolverine.
But what?
No, they won't. No, they won't.
What? That makes
dude,
no sense.
Spider-Man 3.
But no, like
Okay,
we know because we know Green
after you're
Goblin's the
done
main villain
playing-
of Spider-Man 3, and like they teased Carnage, they teased Chameleon, right? So there are multiple things like they can do in the next game. But and then also like we're getting Silk in the next game probably as a playable character because of the end with that Cindy Moon tease. Really quick, last thing I want to talk about for Marvel though, vice versa with how they announced a Insomniac costume for Tokon. Insomniac announced a Tokon costume for their game, which I think is pretty cool that they're doing it vice versa.
Ew, that looks awful.
The proportions are
Oh
not
my
right.
Oh god. Why is his like mouth so big and
So
his, like,
I
things
think-
are so okay.
So I think what it is, I'm gonna pull up the Tokon post. Because
Ew.
the reason this looks better is because they adapted the Insomniac costume but kept Tokon's proportions. Here they adapted Tokon's costume but kept the Insomniac proportions, so you just have this giant ass head on Wolverine's body.
That
just-
looks so bad.
It does not look right.
Ew.
Yeah. Anyways, as we were trying to say it, and I am excited to talk about this as well. Don't worry, Ibrahim. Xbox, they tend to do stuff. A lot of times we talked about it, not the best, but this time they actually did something pretty cool. And that is starting this past week, you will be able to over time play Xbox backward compatibility natively on PC, with the first games being Blinks the Time Sweeper, Fusion Frenzy, Crimson Skies, High Road to Revenge, and Conquer Live and Reloaded. These games are all available now on the Xbox PC app, not through Steam, and they're also on Xbox Game Pass. But right now they're like $10 a piece. So yeah, I can't believe that you can play Conquer Live and Reloaded like officially natively on PC. It's insane to me.
Woo.
Sorry, I had to put my bowl down. I don't think you understand how happy I am that I can play Crimson Skies on PC, dude. That game was my dad and I played so much Crimson Skies when I was a kid. I am so happy they brought this in. Also, PlayStation, screw you. Like backwards compatibility has been such a big talking point for both Xbox and PlayStation for so long now. Because, like, PS4 didn't have backwards compatibility. PS5 does with PS4, not with PS3. But Xbox always had it. And the fact that they're going even further back and seeing that, like, they're preserving their old games. Again, ownership is a different issue. But they're preserving their old games so that we can still play them in a manner where you don't have to go through shady sailing the seven seas, which we don't support. You don't have to, like, go through piracy or anything. And, like, they're actively trying to help you play the old games. And they're not, like, doing some weird crap where they're like, yeah, let's remaster this, and they add like +1 brightness and make you pay $70.
I will say, speaking of that, it does come with modern enhancements, such as being able to play it like in certain resolutions, and I think
Which
widescreen
is
support as
fine.
well. Which like that's for emulation nowadays. Like that's like you should include that.
My
for
issue
sure.
isn't the enhancements. My issue is when they're like enhancements, it's barely noticeable and it's $70.
That's fair.
Like that's where my issue is.
My-
Again, on the price, and like with Halo, right? Like I kind of agree. I see where Shaun's coming from, where he's like, it's not worth the price. I think that like after we discussed it a little bit, I think it might be a little high. But at the same time, like they did put work into it. They tried at least. Like they added more levels, they added more skulls, they added more random stuff. With this, it's just the game here, and you can play with better resolution, which is exactly what people want, and it's not expensive. It's not even like the launch price; it's cheaper.
Oh
It's
no,
an old
100%.
game.
My question is though, is this going to be limited to just Microsoft developed and published Xbox games, or I don't know. I'm just saying. Shaun's going to love this. This could be how we get Jet Set Radio Future officially on PC.
That's not a
Shaun,
laugh of
Maybe.
humor. He's like
Shaun,
losing his
Shaun
mind.
canonically is a very big fan of Jet Set Radio Future. It is actually
This
Love
is
his.
it.
like
Can't
favorite
get
game.
enough of it.
It's his favorite game of
Maybe.
all time.
He did 100% it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, which means I love it.
Sonic Lost World looking at you in your Steam library, like, yeah, you love me, don't you?
Sonic Lost Peak.
Sonic Forces.
I can't say that. Oh god, why do I do this to myself? I genuinely don't know.
Lying through your teeth so much you broke a tooth, bro.
100% only bad games.
Speaking of good
Actually,
games,
that's not true.
though,
Last game by 100% was Sekiro. So
you 100%
Never mind.
Sekiro
100%
already?
Sekiro?
yeah.
Already? Didn't you
Yeah.
just get it like 2 months back? Oh, that's a long
No.
time.
What?
When did you get Sekiro?
No, it took me like a few months.
Damn.
That's shocking.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Another good game.
yes, another good game. So for a while, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero has been out for about 3 years now, but for the past year, we got the announcement of this giant DLC expansion called Dragon Ball Sparking Zero Super Limit Breaking Neo. It's a very long title, but the name is a reference to the Dragon Ball Sparking series, like the Budokai Tenkaichi series. In Japan, it was called Dragon Ball Sparking, and 1, 2, and 3 had different names, and Dragon Ball Sparking Neo was the name of Budokai Tenkaichi 2, so that's what the name of this expansion is called. So it's finally coming out on July 30th. It's gonna add a bunch of new characters and modes and levels and stages and stuff and customization. It's adding a lot of stuff that a lot of fans felt like the base release was missing, right? Which I'm very happy that it is finally coming in a big expansion like this. It does also make me think that if this is named after the second Budokai Tenkaichi game, that we're gonna get another expansion in the future named after the third one. Which I wouldn't be surprised. It's probably the route that Bandai Namco and CyberConnect 2 are going, if it is CyberConnect 2, I believe. But yeah, no, it looks solid. It looks great. I don't have the game myself just because I haven't found the time to play it, but it does look really cool. Visually, Sparking Zero looks incredible in my opinion for a Dragon Ball game. I'm very excited for it as a Budokai Tenkaichi fan. I got my copy of Tenkaichi 2 for the Wii back there, but my childhood copy. But yeah, Ibrahim, I know you're not the biggest Dragon Ball fan, but I know you've like had some interest in it in the past. What are your thoughts on this?
I haven't. I'm looking at the stream right now just to make sure I'm thinking of the right thing. I mean, it's cool. I'm just waiting for the next. Wait, did it come out already? Next Xenoverse? I forgot.
No, it's 2027. It's next year.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the next Xenoverse. I mean, like it's not that I'm not a big fan of Dragon Ball. I love Dragon Ball. I just don't follow it at all because I don't. I haven't watched anime in ages, bro. But I will say every single, at least for me, every single Dragon Ball game I've played, I have thoroughly enjoyed, and Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is definitely not an exception. I've played it like once, maybe twice, and it was a great time. So seeing that like they see what the player base wants and they're updating it and keeping it active is good.
Yeah, and my thing, at least for me, that's really really cool that I'm excited for is that Sparking Zero's biggest issue was that there were certain aspects, like certain parts of the Dragon Ball franchise that weren't well represented, and this expansion is going to try to fix that. Like, for example, on screen, this is the first time we've ever gotten False Super Saiyan playable in any game. It's been a form since the 90s, and we're actually getting it in a game, like, in some way, shape, or form. And then, like, even we're getting a lot more OG Dragon Ball content through this expansion, which I think is really, really neat. It looks solid. Can't wait for it. Releases in 3 days. So yeah, Sparking Zero, Super Limit Breaking Neo. Next, a game that we still don't know anything about, but we're getting some sort of news on it. So we mentioned during the summer announcement season, during the Nintendo Direct, that the Dusk Bloods, the upcoming Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive game developed by From Software, is getting a closed network test. Registration has been going on from the 22nd. It ends tomorrow. And the network test dates range from August 21st to the 24th. Here are the times currently on screen. Again, we still don't know anything about this game. We just know, cool aesthetic. That's about it.
It's by FromSoft.
By FromSoft, Switch 2 exclusive. I know
What
Shaun,
else do you need to know?
you're the resident FromSoft guy here. So what are What are your thoughts on how they've been
Oh, is he back?
dealing with?
Is he back?
Is he gone?
Read the messages.
Well, I don't have Discord open because then it messes up with the stream layout.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love Dust Bloods.
Oh, there
Oh,
you're
there he
back.
is.
Cool.
But yeah,
Perfect timing.
I was just asking because they announced the registration for the network test and as well as the network test, but we still don't know how this game plays or what it is. So what are your thoughts on the lack of information from FromSoft?
I don't know because it's FromSoft. They could just be playing it close to the chest because FromSoft wants to be. I don't
FromSoft.
know. Yeah, they want to be FromSoft, but at the same time, I feel like FromSoft now. I guess it would be kind of a suspicious sign. I'm not
What if
exactly
it?
sure.
Do you think? And hear me out. Do you think it could be? I'm not saying. I'm not saying this is a second game, but I'm saying, do you think this could be the same scenario as Bloodborne, where it's a really good game, they never mention it again?
I don't know.
If it sells well, they're gonna talk about it again. Just look at Elden Ring. I don't know
Bloodborne
how well it's
overall.
gonna sell as a Switch 2 exclusive,
Yeah.
and considering most of the FromSoft like fans and player base don't really there's no real presence on Nintendo. Like the only FromSoft games that are on Nintendo platforms is Dark Souls 1 on Switch, and then we're getting Elden Ring on Switch 2 next month, and that's it. There hasn't
Dude,
been any other
they
FromSoft game.
the point of getting a Switch is you can like go around with it. FromSoft players don't leave their chairs. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, you're 100%
Nope,
true. The
that's true.
audience is not there on a Nintendo console, so
No,
maybe
yeah, no,
that's
it
why
absolutely.
they're playing it so close to the chest, but bothering to do a network test because like they know this isn't going to be the most lucrative title. They
Yeah.
probably like after the success of Elden Ring, they probably just got Nintendo knocking on their door saying, "Hey, we'll pay for you to make a game on our console." And they're like,
Oh,
"Okay, sure, we
100%.
like money."
100% that's the
Like,
It's like
case.
yeah,
they take that like
I don't
one
know how
weird
much they
employee who
expect.
just sits in a corner all day. Hey, Jerry, you want to go make a game?
Yeah. They just get like,
He's just like eating crayons or something. Like, yeah, I got that.
"Who got you?" They got like whatever FromSoft guys were like looking over Demon Souls and like, "Hey, you're not doing anything. Just we're gonna throw you over here while we work on Elden Ring 2." Like,
Hey,
You mean Night Run?
you made one you made one visually good looking exclusive for PS5. You'll make another for Switch 2. Okay.
Hey, speaking of,
so,
oh,
oh,
sorry, go on.
no, you go ahead.
Oh, I'm transitioning
Oh,
to like
okay.
the next
I was
topic. Yeah.
in that case. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm not buying it. I don't know anyone else that is buying it.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Yeah,
and like I love FromSoft, so I don't know what that means for other people, but at least for me, I don't care enough.
for me it's just because we still don't know anything about it. We just know that like aesthetically cool, dark, gritty, very reminiscent kind of Bloodborne, at least to me. So like that's pretty cool. That's a bonus.
Mhm.
Still don't know what the game's like. Um Again, the only reason I'm kind of like positively optimistic about it is just because when the Switch 2 like first presentation happened, it was while we were like in high school, and I remember being in class watching the showcase with one of my friends who had just recently finished Bloodborne. So like we were both talking about it that day as well. And then we see From Software, we're seeing a bunch of this like dark, like Victorian looking stuff, and we're just like, wait, is this actually like a new Bloodborne game? And we see Dusk Bloods, and we saw the word blood. We're like, yeah, it's close enough. Why not? Let's get excited for this.
Mm.
Yeah. Again, time will tell.
Uh,
We'll see. But speaking of From Software
Hey, that was my
exclusives-
transition. Hey,
Sorry.
that was my transition. Speaking of exclusives,
Being,
PS5 emulation.
yeah, we got a big update on that. So more games have reached a boot screen, particularly Astrobot and Ghost of Yote, which
Which is crazy.
that game just came out this year, didn't it?
No,
Or was it last year?
maybe.
I think it
I
was
don't
last
know.
year. Yeah, it was it was October
When is that?
2025, but like that's still recent.
Yeah, it's like this fiscal year, I think. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yes, it is.
Could be long. Could be wrong.
And
Yeah.
it's already at the boot screen, but that's not what I want to talk about with why I'm bringing this up. So we mentioned before that the first game to be tested for PS5 emulation, because it was also a launch title, so I guess it kind of helps. was the Demon Souls remake. We mentioned before that I reached a boot screen, but we got a new update. The game has officially reached the opening cinematic at a stable 30 frames per second, which the game runs.
It didn't reach. It fully plays it.
Like, yeah, it reached the
It
cinematic.
fully goes through.
The game doesn't.
Yeah.
The game doesn't run yet, but it's just the cinematic. Which, granted, the game runs at 60 frames. The cinematic on the PS5 version runs at 30 frames as well. But the fact that it's running stable 30, that's kind of a big
Mind you,
deal.
all of this has happened in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Which is absolutely insane, and it's awesome because we might get GTA 5 on PC before we get GTA 5 or GTA 6 on PC before we get GTA 6 on PC.
Shaun, what are the chances of a PS5 emulator releasing with a fully playable Demon Souls before you make the Demon Souls video?
Oh my god.
There is a non-zero chance, I will say, but probably not, because after I'm telling you right now, and I promise you, after what I'm doing right now, the Demon Souls video is coming. So
You've been promising it
I'm
to
sorry,
us for
I'm
like
just-
3,000 years.
but I'm telling you now that I've officially decided
It's
that
on
I'm
record.
doing it. Yeah, it's on record. I'm saying it live that the Demon Souls video is finally happening.
I'm gonna say AI when it doesn't come
I'm just
out.
poking fun at you, Shaun. My bad. But
No,
I'm not. I want to
no,
watch the video. Make it already.
it's gonna be the greatest video ever made. Everyone's gonna say that it's gonna be
Is it
the
gonna be
best
like
video
your
ever.
English project that you showed me that
What?
you got an A on?
Oh yeah, it's probably gonna look like that. Yeah.
Dope.
No one knows what you're referencing.
I know.
Try and describe
Alright.
it. Try and describe what I submitted to my English teacher. I dare you.
If we have time at the end, because we only have 10 minutes and there's a lot of info we have to get through.
yeah. All right. Anyways, let's talk about. So we talked about some fighting games earlier. We talked about Marvel having a tag-based fighting game. DC is finally getting a new fighting game. Psych, kinda, because we're getting a new DC fighting game. It is a 2v2 tag-based game called DC KO, and it visually has a pretty cool art style. It's not a new Injustice game, but the unfortunate reality is it's a mobile game.
It's
It
not a-
plays exactly like Contest of Champions. You can see it on screen. This is just Marvel Contest of Champions, but with 2 characters instead of 1.
This looks like that one fighting game that fell off.
This
What
looks
was
like
it?
an
Nick,
this,
whatever.
this looks like Invincible
Or
Versus.
Warner Brothers.
This looks
or
like
something?
Invincible
No.
Versus, bro. It looks like a modern
looks
fighting
like-
game.
It looks like a fighting game, but like in the style that one like Warner Brothers game fighting game was. That fell
Multiverses?
off. Multiverse. Thank you.
This does not look like Multiverses.
No, it looks exactly like Multiverses.
This
I'm talking
looks-
about the animation, not
This
the
looks
gameplay.
this looks like Invincible Versus. This
If Shaggy showed up right now, would you be changing your mind?
no, it still looks like shit. It still looks bad. Like,
And
does
it's a
look bad.
mobile game.
it just
It's a
sucks
mobile
because
game.
we've
Yeah.
heard rumors for so long now, because it's been 3 years since Mortal Kombat 1 released. We've heard rumors for so long that WB Games is in charge of some sort of DC fighting game. We never knew if it was a NetherRealm's title or not. Clearly it's not. But that's what it is? It's a mobile game?
Lame. Well, come
I
on,
don't
dude.
know.
You guys not have
Speaking of mobile games, by the way, I'm gonna skip over one thing and then go back to it just because this transition worked really well. So I'm excited for this game called Spine, which I was told last night is not called Spline, which I thought it was called, but it's called Spine, and it's by the Neki devs. Which, if you don't know who those guys are, they're the people who made Vector and Shadow Fight, all the Shadow Fight games, and the
I
Vector
remember
parkour games on
Shadow
mobile.
Fight.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's
I
why I'm
played
so excited
Shadow
for
Fight
it.
in
Because here's the thing,
school.
right? Like, here's the thing, right? Those games were awesome. They go down as some of the best mobile games, at least in my opinion, like ever. And this game that they're making, Spine, it is a cross-platform game that is like a like I don't remember if it's third person or first person, but
It's
it's like
third
a
person.
fast-paced. It's third. Can you find gameplay and put it on if possible? Thank you. But it looks super good because like it's like it brings that same like kind of parkour, high intensity, fast paced gameplay from like Vector, while also incorporating like the fighting styles and stuff from Shadow Fight. Like it's really called Spine Gun Fu or something like that. But yeah, I see capture on PC as you can see on screen. But yeah, no, like I'm really excited for this game. We haven't heard much, but
Oh
it's
my
officially announced and
god.
everything.
I found out exactly why you're excited for this game, dude.
What?
I thought you were here just for like a cool game. Omar, if you wanna show it, just look up Spine Gun Fu and go to images. It's the second image.
Wait, maybe don't do that on stream. I'm
I'll
gonna look this up too because I don't know what you're saying.
the spine gun fu go to images. Second image you said.
Mhm.
Oh,
Oh.
okay, that's not why. That's not why.
That is exactly why. That's the second image, dude.
Don't show it. No, it just looks like a fun game
You
and
could definitely
fast-paced
show
gunplay.
it.
You
But
can,
okay.
but like just avoid it.
Yeah. But no, it looks
Uh,
pretty solid. I can't lie.
okay. And then two things that both involve PlayStation and Sony, just because they're the same thing. One of them is that hey, remember how Shaun exploded last week about like not owning physical media and how no one likes it? Yeah, their servers went down for a few
I heard
hours
about that.
over this
Yeah.
past week. Yeah, not only could you not like play online, you couldn't play your own games that you bought. Like you,
And
that's the
so
messed
and
up part.
so it begins. And
And
so
so
it
it begins.
begins.
How ironic! And it was like for hours, people were just locked out of their games. And speaking of which, like it's kind of like they're owning everything that you own. It's almost like they have a monopoly, which is why they're being sued in the Netherlands. Sony specifically is being sued by a small group in the Netherlands, claiming that they have a monopoly. What just happened to the? Stop changing stuff when I'm reading.
Okay, my bad.
Sony is being sued for $457 million by a small group in the Netherlands, because they're claiming that Sony kind of has a monopoly on like their games and stuff, which they kind of do. So yeah, hopefully we'll see if that pans out with anything positive. PlayStation and Sony so far has been saying, "Haha, no, screw you, suffer." But you never know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Next, quick little game update. So we have actually a bunch of fighting games to talk about. So Fatal Fury, it's SNK's current big game right now. Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. Season 3 started this month on the 23rd with Rick Stroud returning from the Real Bout Fatal Fury games. And they're still sticking to the one character per month schedule that they've had since the game came out in 2024, which is insane that much content has come out within the span. Oh no, not even 2024. I think 2025. Right? Hold on. Let me just double check the release date. Uh, April 2025. Yeah, no. So ever since the game came out, it's pumping out characters like crazy, which is insane. Like this year alone, we've had a character for every
This
month.
is what Omar wants to see Avatar game do.
No,
To start making people up.
realistically, it's not gonna happen. But yeah, no, it looks solid. And then they updated like all the Steam information and stuff to be like a new edition of the game because of the season. They did the same thing with season 2. But yeah, and also really quick, I do have a little personal thing that got me excited this yesterday. It's a continuing fighting game. So Marvel Tokon was the big focus of the weekend for me, but as everyone knows, my favorite video game is Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and I'm a big part of the modding community, and I'm also a big fan of the modding scene. And yesterday, there was an update for Community Edition that added 8 new characters, and some of them are characters that been known about for years. Like, there's like 3 characters that released yesterday that I remember beta testing for the first time like 3 years ago, which is cool to see them finally like
You're gonna
officially
tell us who
released.
they are? Like,
The 8 characters that got added, I got you. Let me pull up the
Spitfire
official.
them.
I got you. Let me pull up the official Nexus mods page because.
Bro's going into the dark web where he trades mods with other Marvel 3 fans.
But the characters that got added were Shaun from Street Fighter 3, not you, Shaun.
What?
Sean!
No, it's a Brazilian dude. Shaun's not Brazilian. Shaun
Allegedly.
Shaun from
You
Street
don't
Fighter
think so?
3, Oni from Street Fighter 4. Let me see who else. Hideo and Kyoko from Rival Schools, Magma Dragoon from Mega Man X, Prowler from Spider-Man, the Juggernaut from the X-Men. Let me see the other 2. Magma Dragoon, Prowler, Juggernaut. Oh, 8 Ball, who's a very unique Spider-Man villain who like visually looks very, very much like an official character. And there's one more character I'm missing that came out yesterday. Am I at 7 or am I at 8?
I've stopped counting.
Juggernaut, Prowler, Magma Dragoon, Kyoko, Hideo, Magma Dragoon, Kyoko, Oni. There's one more. Let me just Just go on YouTube, play the trailer. That's not my recommended. I didn't watch the trailer because I just read the blog post on
I believe in you.
Discord.
You can find it.
Who am I missing? Yeah, I mentioned Prowler. I mentioned Juggernaut.
I think you said 8. I'm not gonna lie, but I was not counting
Or
at
it
all.
might be 7. I don't know, but the characters I labbed them out a little bit in the training mode. They're all very, very quality. And then we got a little teaser on some characters, and we got the confirmation again that Blade is in the works still. But yeah. All right, next. This is where Ibrahim takes over because hardware stuff.
Yes, sir. Okay, so I'm gonna try and keep this relatively organized. It's not gonna be organized at all.
Not at all.
So first of all, I'm gonna go through PC hardware updates, big ones, and there's 2. One of them is Noctua, the gray and the not gray, the brown and I don't even want to know. The
Hold on,
brown
hold on.
and
What's the name? What's the name of the thing?
What's it called?
Noctua.
No.
Okay, well these children giggled to themselves.
You get it though.
Noctua
You get why we're
yes,
laughing.
I understand. I understand. Don't talk to me unless you're older than an Xbox 360. Okay, so yeah, Noctua has always been known for their air.
Sorry, I'm trying not to laugh. It's just stuck in my head now. Okay, I'll keep composure.
Just avoid saying that title for now.
So they've been known for their air cooling for like years, and they're also their color scheme, which some people hate it, some people love it. You do you. But they're actually coming out with an AIO, which is like surprising because like their biggest thing was always air cooling, and they're still the best in air cooling. But I mean, with the prices of everything, and even like their air coolers are expensive, so I mean, it kind of makes sense for them to go into AIOs as well. Just might as well get all the market. And that's oh yeah. Also, that's it from them. Then another PC part is that you guys remember that little thing called AI and how it's screwing us?
Yes.
Yeah, because of AI, the NVIDIA 50 series, so we know the 50 series came out, but the 50 series
Congratulations
super
for
cards
them.
haven't come out. You have a 50 series card.
No, like
it's been ages.
they came out.
Oh, you
Good
children.
for them.
Okay. So their the 50 series super cards are like Nvidia isn't making them and releasing them yet because like we already see the prices of everything skyrocketing, and the thing is the memory would jump from the VRAM rather, or memory, whatever. Uh, it would jump from 16 gigabytes to 24 gigabytes, which is like $300 to $400 worth of more memory per super card, which they all seem to make profit on. So it's just like the average consumer won't be able to afford it. However, I did see a rumor that some of the companies partnered with Nvidia have actually been getting super cards for the 50 series. So we might see them roll into general market soon. We might not. All I know is AI is making it more expensive. But yeah, that's it on hardware. Then, well, in terms of the actual PC hardware, then we also have some stuff with monitors. First of all, if you have an LG monitor, which I actually have one of these, but luckily mine isn't like mine didn't do this. But a lot of LG monitors are installing adware onto people's computers without permission, such as like promoting McAfee and stuff like
Through the
that.
monitors?
And yeah, I know, it's shocking.
How is that
Yeah,
possible?
it has to do with the way that Windows, because it's only on Windows that this happens,
Okay.
as far as I'm aware. But basically, when Windows updates, it basically will like make sure all the settings are all good, and basically the signal, from what my understanding is, which I didn't look that much into it, but it basically like the way it retrieves the monitor exists. It basically also checks for any drivers and stuff like that that it needs to update itself. And in that, they snuck in like, here's some ads. You still don't own anything.
Wanna break
Take our
the
advertisements.
ads?
You can totally like turn them off, and it's not that hard to do. You just have to like look it up, and it's pretty straightforward. But yeah, that's something to look out for. Also, MSI is literally making a monitor that lets you cheat with AI because it literally will like track enemies and like basically guess where they're going to be going with like trackers on top of their character. MSI, don't do that, please. Stop. Please, we don't need more cheats.
It's just aim
Um,
assist.
huh?
It's just aim assist.
No.
Yeah.
If it's guessing where people are going, it means they can walk behind a wall, and it'll just like if it'll guess when they're walking back and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's like COD aim assist.
Okay. Okay, and then last two things are both Steam related. One of them, and they're both Steam machine related, funny enough. One of them is so this one's just like a little story thing. A guy got his Steam machine stolen off his porch because they don't make you sign for the package when it comes for some reason. And so he emailed Steam. Mind you, people have had their Steam machines bought and reserved and stuff, and they still haven't gotten them. And they were just like, "Yeah, sorry, bro. Here's another one," because Steam's just the goat. So he got another Steam machine and it didn't get stolen this time. So that's awesome. Also, you guys know how like the Steam machine's like $1,000
Yes.
on on Steam directly. You can see the second most sold the first most sold item is Counter-Strike, which yes, it's free, but it's sold as in people's libraries. So including all the games on Steam, all of the hardware that Steam has released, everything on Steam, the second most sold thing is the Steam machine.
It's ranked number 1 in
Right
our
behind
region.
Counter-Strike. Not in sold. It's definitely not going to be number 1 in sold. It might just be like trending number 1.
Maybe,
But if you go to, I don't have Steam open, dope. But if you go to like where their thing is, I don't know exactly where it is. Like Counter-Strike is number 1 because Counter-Strike. Then number 2 is Steam Machine, which is insane. Like there's like even Dota and stuff are on that list, which are free, but Steam Machine outsold it, which is insane. But it's also like it kind of makes sense, I guess.
fair.
But yeah, I think that's about it.
That covers
Did
up.
you guys have anything? What did you want me to do at the end again? Oh, explain the video that I was referencing.
Mhm.
Shaun, is that
I
what you
don't
were
even
saying?
I don't even
What?
know what the English video is that we're talking about.
He okay, so Shaun told me to describe this as best I can. He should show you this video after. He made a video for class based on a book he read, and it shows his face for like 3 seconds and he's talking, but you can't hear him because the music is too loud. And then it just cuts to random just random clips of random people doing random things and like the super deep fried memed clips of like politicians. Nothing related to the video. You got an A.
Wow.
That's gonna be the Demon Souls video right there. He's
Oh
gonna
my
talk for
God.
like 2 seconds. The
He's
music's gonna be too loud, and it's just gonna be him like spin bodying Counter-Strike or
He's
something.
gonna be like Demon Souls is a game, and then he's gonna put the entirety of the Goodfellas movie on YouTube.
Don't give him ideas. He's gonna do that now.
That's a good idea. That's such a good idea. I should do that.
All right.
That's why we don't
Anyways,
give him ideas because then he does them.
that's all we have for this week's episode. But if you're watching this on the Twitch or on the YouTube, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we will catch you in our next episode. See ya.
Bye bye.